All right. First of all, again, I want to welcome everybody to today's music affinity group. This is number 3, and I'm calling it 3A because at the end you'll understand why. And so there's our image. Okay. So a little bit about me. Throughout 2020 to present, I've been learning and presenting a lot of Israeli music and enjoying it along with a lot of friends all around the US and abroad and everywhere. So it's been a lot of fun for all of us. And so, we all enjoy and love to share, and they share with me and I share with them. So I figured I'd like to put some of these together once in a while for everybody. And I was featured back in December on Israel Hour Radio, episode number 1141. And it's a show that airs every Sunday morning. And it's nice when you on the West Coast, it's breakfast time. So you cook your breakfast and you enjoy and have a good little time. Okay, and there's different ways to explore and listen and enjoy Israeli music. Okay, you don't have to understand the words to be able to enjoy the music. Some of us like listening to the background, to the rhythms, and there are translations around you can find for a lot of this music. And there's various apps and websites available at your fingertips that will allow you to listen and explore a lot of different music. Like one of them that I use on my phone is it's an app called R Live, and it has all the Israeli radio stations on it. And every Friday morning on my way to work, I turn on the station. You get a lot of nice Israeli music, and you're in the spirit for Shabbat by the time you leave your office and drive home. Okay, so by the way, here, excuse the advertisements or any little ad bars that may come up. That's part of the YouTube experience. I don't think there's going to be very many because I found that this version of presenting and this method is working a lot better. Okay, some of the artists or videos might have offensive materials or words, but I didn't see anything in this one so far, but just in case, I don't know. And there is so much music and video available that it'd be wonderful to share in the future more interesting content. And so if you have any suggestions, please feel free. I have on my website, jasonhecht.com, a little suggestion box. And that's also where at the end of today's presentation, you'll be able to find the whole presentation there at the end. So, okay, we'll move along. Okay, so our first people here that are collaborating, in 1958, Ed Sullivan came to Israel looking for young performers to be included in his special show celebrating 10 years of the state of Israel. The finalists were Ron Eliran and Nahama Hendel. The name Ron presented no problem to English speakers, not so to Nahama. So her name was changed to Nama, and they became known as Ron and Nama. And the song that I have here is a Passover song and also a Passover Israeli dance. And it translates to, "Where has your lover gone, young maiden? We will help you seek him." And then she says, "He's in the flower garden with the flower beds of scent." And there's other translations, obviously, as you see on the screen there. And here is the first song, Ana Pana Dodeach.
Ana pana dodech hayafa banashim, Ana pana dodech ulevakshenu ima, Ana pana dodech hayafa banashim, Ana pana dodech ulevakshenu ima.
דודי ירד לגנו, ירד לגנו, לארוכות הבושם,
דודי ירד לגנו, לארוחות הבושם. ענף הנדודך היפה והנשים, ענף הנדודך ולבקשנו אמא. ענף הנדודך היפה והנשים, ענף הנדודך ולבקשנו. דודי ירד לגנו, לארוחות הבושם. דודי ירד לגנו, לארוחות הבושם. ענף הנדודך היפה והנשים, ענף הנדודך ולבקשנו אמא. ענף הנדודך היפה והנשים, ענף הנדודך ולבקשנו אמא. דודי ירד לגנו, לארוחות הבושם. דודי ירד לגנו, לארוחות הבושם, בושם.
Well, that was pretty fantastic. I tell you, I found that it's a nice, precious gem that YouTube offered me one day. Okay, so the next thing here is I wanted to give a little talk about Ofra Haza, and there's like a little bit of a memorial here that I kind of put together some great videos. And remember, this is collaboration, so she's singing with other singers and that sort of thing. So Ofra Haza she is a very celebrated figure in Israel and elsewhere around the world. Ofra was a super talented singer who was called the Madonna of the Middle East. And she blended the sounds of the East and West and really had an astoundingly successful international crossover career. One of her famous crossovers is the movie The Prince of Egypt. Okay, she'll never be forgotten, and we want to keep her music alive as much as we can. I have chosen a few interesting pieces of music today to show some of her awesome talent. The last one in this section is one of the most interesting pieces. And some of these are very short and some of them are a smidge longer. So the first one here is this famous and rare video of Ofra Haza in a duet with another Yemenite Jewish singer, Aaron Amram, the songwriter and poet of Yemenite descent living in Israel. He was the one that helped write Ofra Haza's big hit Galbi. And enjoy this duet of the both of them singing. And she's playing a very interesting instrument. pretty interesting there. And the instrument is an olive oil drum. And by the way, Ofra Haza was one of the first singers that I purchased an album of way back in Torrance, California. She was starting to get really popular, and I walked into a Warehouse Records, their flagship store. I'll never forget it. Okay, so this next song, Ani Ve'ata, is all about changing the world. It has been performed by many, many, many artists. And this is a video of Ofra Haza and Dan Shallon. And here is a little info on Dan Shallon. Dan Shallon began his career in the 1960s with Israel Radio and was a correspondent of Kol Israel, Voice of Israel, and was a journalist. And he hosted an Israeli late night television talk show about political and social issues on Channel 2 on Israel TV, which was very popular in the early 1990s, known as the Dan Shillon Show or Dan Shillon Live. And it was Israel's equivalent to the Phil Donahue Show. And the show featured both liberal and conservative Israeli public figures as guests and dealt with controversial topics. And I tell you, this video is beautiful.
אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה אז יבואו כבר כולם.
אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה.
אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה ננסה מההתחלה. יהיה לנו רע, אין דבר זה לא נורא.
אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה.
אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם.
אני ואתה, אז
יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי.
זה לא משנה.
אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם.
So this next song is Irisim, and Glycaria Kortzola, she's a Greek singer and active in Greece in Cyprus. And she was gaining her fame in Israel, France, Turkey, Spain, and England. And her career has spanned 30 years, marked by several multi-platinum releases. And on the 14th of March, Alpha TV ranked her the third top certified female artist and in the nation's phonographic area since 1960. And she has sung in concerts in Greece and abroad, Europe, USA, Canada, Australia, and many more. And due to her successful concert she gave in Israel, she was proclaimed the most popular foreign singer, and the mayor of Jerusalem awarded her the Golden Key to the city in 1994. 3 albums were released in Israel at the same time. All of them went gold in a very short time. And this song that Irisim here is a song that I've heard a lot while Israeli dancing. And when I found this, it reminded me a lot about Ofra Haza.
σκεπάζει πίκρα και καημός. Το μυαλό μου σε σένα πάντα τρέχει κι η καρδιά μου δεν αντέχει. Τι βαραίνει αυτός ο χωρισμός.
Okay, so this is definitely considered a collaboration. Wait till you hear about this one. Sarit Hadad is singing with a hologram on Israel's Independence Day in 2018. And it must have been a little strange for her to sing with not a real person standing next to her. So the song was originally presented at the Eurovision Song Contest in 1983 by Ofra Haza. And that year, the Eurovision was held in West Germany, and the song came in second place. And there's going to be another very interesting collaboration with something very strange in a future slide, and you won't believe it until you see it. All right, here we go. Now, these are some of my ultimate favorites. We're getting a few of them here. Some of these songs are in my top 10 or 20 list. Shlomi Shabat is an Israeli vocalist and musician, and he is of Turkish, Eastern, Sephardic, Jewish origin. Shlomi has released many albums with a lot of different Israeli artists. Shlomi has produced albums collaborating with others and usually calls the albums Shlomi and Friends. So the Gypsy Kings, pictured on the screen there, they are a band of rumba, Catalina, flamenco, salsa, and popular musicians founded in 1978 in Arles and Montpellier in southern France. And they perform Catalan, but also mix in Spanish with Southern French dialects. Although the group members were born in France, their parents were mostly Gitanos who fled Spain during the 1930s. So the Gypsy Kings, led by Andre Reyes, performed with Shlomi Shabat and I Sing on stage for the first time in a series of concerts held over Passover 2022. And this collaboration is in Hebrew and in Spanish, and it is one of the most incredible songs.
ואני שר שתאמיני שאני מאושר כי משהו בתוכי נשאר מזכיר לי שעוד לא
That was pretty interesting video. I heard that just a short time ago, and I said, "Hey, what a song!" And that the song we love to dance to, so it's a partner dance to it. So it's one of our favorite dances. And here's another one of our favorite Israeli dances and great song. And this is Shlomi Shabat singing with Pablo Rosenberg. And he's an Argentine Israeli singer and musician. Pablo Rosenberg was born in Argentina in 1965. His family made Aliyah to Israel when he was 6 years old, and he joined the Israeli hard rock band Stella Maris. And in 2010, he joined the judging panel of Kochav Nolad, the Israeli version of American Idol. Israel does not have a TV show called Israel Idol because Jewish people don't believe in idols. And so this song that Pablo and Shlomi are singing here is called Maldita Luna, Cursed Moon.
Quiero terminar con toda la esperanza que quedó. Hoy voy a arrancar lo que ha quedado en este corazón.
Siento que olvidar la última mirada que me dio. Puedo ahogar por fin el último recuerdo de su voz.
Porque llorando tanto, tanto, tanto que no siento.
Mi lágrima quemándome, ay, quemándome en el cuerpo. Ay de mí que esta maldita luna
Borre de mi pecho este dolor.
Ay de mí es la última noche que voy a sufrir por este amor.
Quiero terminar con toda la esperanza que quedó. Hoy voy a arrancar lo que ha quedado en este corazón.
Siento que olvidar la última mirada que me dio. Puedo dar por fin el último recuerdo de su voz.
Porque llorando tanto, tanto, tanto que no siento.
Mi lágrima quemándome, ay, quemándome en el cuerpo.
Ay de mí que esta maldita luna borre de mi pecho este dolor.
Ay de mí es la última noche
Es la noche
que voy a sufrir por este amor. שוב אני נרגש, מניח את ראשי בכף ידך.
כמו רופא מסור אני מקשיב לדופק של ליבך.
אם אני בוכה, אני נשבע לך שזה אמיתי.
נלט בגופי שורף אותי כשאת פה לצידי.
אני מרגיש תלוי, תלוי בין ים ליבשה.
כשאת כאן מעליי אז מסתובבת התקרה.
תשקרי, תשקרי רק אותי. ושתי את הכאב, מי
esta maldita luna. Fuera de mi pecho este dolor. Ay de mí, es la última noche que voy a sufrir por este amor, amor, amor. תשקרי רק אותי, שתי את הכאב מנשמתי. תנשקי רק אותי, רק אותו, אני רוצה לחיות איתך עד יום מותי.
All right. I hope you guys all enjoyed that one. We're going to switch gears a little bit here. This is from the movie Halacha. The Troop is an Israeli film released in 1978 and directed by Avi Nesher about the history of a military band during the war. And this film was a great success in Israeli cinemas at the time of its release. It was watched by about 500,000 viewers. And the song is Ilu Sipurim. And the song is kind of special to me because of the Israeli dance that's associated with it. And the dance was choreographed by Moshe Eskayo, who passed away in 2022 in Israel. And he put together many dance weekends in the Catskill Mountains. And this is one of his most popular songs that we always dance to.
אשר אפור מעל הים, אילו ציפורים היו דוברות כבני אדם. אילו סיפורים היו ודאי הציפורים על הארץ הזאת אשר כל חופי החלק, כל אדמי התכלת, כל הרכסים המושלמים, כל ימי הפרק שחלפו בדרך, כל השבתות והחגים. שחלפו בדרך, כל השבתות והחגים.
Okay. All right. From there, we move along to Yigal Bashan. These are some collaborators memorializing Yigal Bashan. And Yigal Bashan was a singer, songwriter, and actor. He was born in September 11th, 1950. He was awarded the Akum Prize for Life Achievement in 2016. He was a member of the pop trio Kamot Soanim, like Gypsies, that appeared on the Hopa Hey Israeli children television show. And one song that I've heard for a very long time is a song called Kamot Soani, which is about the Gypsies. And it's one of my favorite songs. And down the line, one day, I will promise to share that with you all. I've picked two songs representing the collaborations that pay tribute to Yigal Bashan. And the first song is from the Revivo Project. And I have a lot always to say about the Revivo Project. So here's my little notes that I wrote about them. The Revivo Project is one of the most popular bands in Israel. Winner of the Band of the Year award in 2012, and the band was formed in 2012 by Israeli known composer and creator Raviv Ben Menachem, and is named after him. So other members in the band are Raviv's brother Nir Ben Menachem and their close friend Eliran Zur. And the band began in 2012 after Raviv decided to follow his dream to revive old nostalgic songs. He started working on them when his friend Eliran Zur one day with his brother Nir came in to the room, and they recorded the song with them. And that's how the band was formed. And the song here is Yesh Li Sipor Katana Balev. On the next slide is a song that is an Israeli dance, that has an Israeli dance to it, choreographed by one of my very close friends, Donnie Dasa, whose son, David Dasa, taught me and others Israeli dancing for many years. And it happens to be another song for the birds, since Israeli singers love to talk and sing about nature and animals. So this is a live recording, probably taken from the crowd, and therefore the sound quality isn't all that great, but let's enjoy it anyways. And by the way, I was browsing around Facebook this week and saw that the Revivo Project, they were in New York, Cancun, they were close to me in Arizona, in Vegas. I couldn't get them to come here to sing. I tried.
יש יין,
אשתי וילדים פה,
יש חלום,
יש ציצות דגים. בוא נשמע אתכם איתנו.
יש לי ציפור קטנה בלב, והיא עושה לי מנגינות, שסתר ושלבים חולם, של אלף אהבות קטנות.
והיא עושה לי מזמור, והיא צובעת עננות, והיא פותרת לשירים כמעט את כל החלומות. יש לי בלב ציפור קטנה, עם שתי דומות ומנגינה. בספירה שלי לשלוש, אתם זורים שימו לב. 1, 2, 3, היי!
וואי וואי.
היא עושה בי מזמור, והיא צומעת עננות, והיא פותרת לשירים כמעט את כל החלומות.
תיוולד ציפור קטנה עם שני כתובות ומנגינה.
בא לי להקשיב עכשיו לקהל היפה והמהמם שיש לנו. אז בספירה ל3, רק אתם, אנחנו מאזינים לכם.
אנחנו מקשיבים לכם, קהל אדיר.
1, 2, 3, אתם!
I just can never get enough of those guys singing. I can tell you that for sure. So the other collaboration celebrating Yigal Bashan is Kobi Aflalo, another artist, singer, and composer, alongside Pablo Rosenberg singing Let's Have a Celebration. It's another song by Yigal Bashan. And there will be more of a celebration at the end of this presentation. So this is the song to get the party started.
ערב טוב קובי! ערב טוב פבלו, חג שמח! בואי נעשה לנו חג כמו לפני שנה, ומה שטוב בשבילנו טוב בשביל המדינה. בואי נעשה לנו חג כמו לפני שנה, ומה שטוב בשבילנו טוב בשביל המדינה. התחיל לרדת ערב, עלו אורות של חג, חשבתי לא תבואי, הייתי כבר מודאג. שבתי ושמעתי קולות מן הרחוב, פתאום היית בדלת, פתאום היה לי טוב. רבצנו לנו ככה בלי להדליק אורות, עם מוזיקה בחדר, היה גם מה לשתות. העיר יצאה עירה, אבל אנחנו לא, נדמה לי ששכחתי את העולם כולו. אז בואי נעשה לנו חג כמו לפני שנה, ומה שטוב בשבילנו טוב בשביל המדינה.
בתוך הטלוויזיה היו המון טקסים, וביניהם גיליתי שיש לך אור מקסים. אי שם הניפו דגל, אי שם תותח ירה, ובדיוק כשבאנו תקעו בחצוצרה. וככה כל הלילה
וכל היום הבא
את ואני ביחד היינו מסיבה. זוכרת איך צחקנו, שכחתי כבר ממה, הלא מאז חלפה ממש שנה תמימה.
בואי נעשה לנו חג כמו לפני שנה, ומה שטוב בשבילנו טוב בשביל המדינה. עכשיו אני יושב לי, כותב פה את השיר, ולא יודע איפה בלעה אותך העיר.
המון עבר עלייך, המון עבר עלייך, שנה תמימה חלפה לה, מדעת אולי.
בואי נעשה לנו חג כמו לפני שנה, ומה שטוב בשבילנו טוב בשביל המדינה. בואי נעשה לנו חג כמו לפני שנה, ומה שטוב בשבילנו טוב בשביל המדינה. טוב בשביל המדינה, טוב בשביל המדינה.
Well, that was pretty interesting. I like that song. So this next song, and there's a little note there. If you can see the little note there, that's good. Just remember it for next time. This next song has Moshe Peretz singing. He was born in May of 1983. And he's an Israeli Mizrahi music pop singer and songwriter and composer. And he started singing as a poet in a synagogue in Tiberias at the age of 13 and began to compose songs. In 2013, he acted as a judge for the X Factor Israel show. And he usually, in a lot of his music videos, is featured with fancy cars and beautiful women. But this time he's singing with Nasreen Qadri. And because our theme is collaborations and duets, the name of the song is We Were Two. And a little bit about Nasreen Qadri. She was born September of 1986. She's an Arab Israeli singer of traditional and pop Middle Eastern and Mizrahi music. She is a Muslim that converted to Judaism. She mostly sings in Hebrew, but also performs Arabic songs. And on September 4th, 2018, she released her third album, Learning to Walk. And that same year, she re-recorded the song Gorel Echad by Ofra Haza. So she has a little bit of Ofra Haza love too. So, and it was an album that honored Ofra Haza. And in January 28th, 2019, she released the song Yishima Ha'el, which describes the difficult period she underwent following her conversion. And also, like I said, I hope you see the nice secret code. All right, here we go.
רק העיניים מסתכלות, הקול שלך חסר לי. תראי מה שקורה לי, שכחתי איך לחיות.
והשעות כבר לא חולפות, כל יום מרגיש שבוע. אתה רחוק מדוע, רוצה איתך לרקוד.
זוכר איך שדיברנו רק עם העיניים, היו לנו סודות קטנים, היינו שניים. למה?
انت حياتي وانت نور عينيا، بعيوني انت الضوء بقلبه فيا. عم تسمعني حبيبي اغلى الناس. انا
אוהב אותך, רק את יודעת, הרגשתי שגם את מתגעגעת. תגידי אם את גם חושבת עליי עכשיו. כבר התרגלתי לחייך אפילו כשעצוב לי, יודע שאסור לי עלייך לוותר.
והעיניים יבשות, עייפתי מלדמוע, לא יכולה לשמוע, אתה כל כך רחוק.
זוכר איך שדיברנו רק עם העיניים, היו לנו סודות קטנים, היינו שניים. למה? انتي حياتي وانتي نور عينيا، بعيوني انتي دوب قلبي وفيا. חושב עליי עכשיו. انت حياتي وانت نور عينيا، بعيوني انت دوب قلبي وفيا، عم تسمعني حبيبي اغلى الناس. انا אוהב אותך רק את יודעת, תדע שגם אני מתגעגעת. תגידי אם את גם חושבת עליי עכשיו.
Pretty fascinating song there. I did like the subtitles on this underneath there. That was nice. So I know the last time I presented one of the affinity groups here, I talked about Sagiv Cohen. And I know maybe a few of you might have heard the story here, but I'll fill you in again. So first of all, Sagiv Cohen is an Israeli singer, mostly famous with more Mizrahi music. And he performed and recorded several times together with Daklon, another very famous Israeli Mizrahi group. So I met Sagiv Cohen at McDonald's University at a dance camp. And one of my favorite things that I always mention and tell people that when I'm talking about Sagiv Cohen is that he made Israeli dancing so enjoyable by standing in the middle of the circle and singing, and we were all dancing around him, and it was just the most amazing thing ever. It was just so magical. So this song that he's singing here with Margalit Sanani, the song is called Eretz Avodah, A Lost Land. It was written and composed by Sagiv Cohen. And a little bit about Margalit. She was born December 19, 1948, and she's an Israeli singer and television personality. She's very famous for her repertoire of Israeli music style with soul influences, as well as jazz, blues, rock, and pop. And she started her career at the age of 19 in the Israeli production of Hair, where she performed alongside Spika Peak, and he was an awesome Israeli artist that passed away in 2022. And she was an extra in the movie Casablanca, released in 1973. And if you've never seen the movie Casablanca, you definitely have to see it.
ואת יפה, ואת מתוקה, ואת שלווה, שאיש עוד לא ידע. ואת מודה, ככה בשתיקה, שלא תמיד היית אליי טובה. ארץ עבודה, ולנו את אמרת שזה נגמר, מי שהכרנו ככה זה נשאר. איך אם האדמה לא מפייסת בין בניה, והם לא ימכרו אותה לזר. מה בקסמך, מה בעברך, שכה רבים עפר לעפרך. שבו בנים, שבו לגבולך, וכמעט אמה מפייסת בין בניה, והם לא ימכרו אותה לזר.
That song is one of my favorites. I haven't done the dance to that in a long time, and I'm gonna try to remember the dance and revive it sometime down the line. So you see here, you have Chaim Moshe, and you have Yoav Itzhak, and Chaim Moshe was born September 1955. He's an Israeli singer whose musical style has crossed over from Yemenite and Mediterranean ethnic music to include mainstream Israeli Western pop elements. He has helped Mizrahi music achieve wide popularity both in Israel and in Arab countries. In 1983, Chaim released his first major album, Ahavat Chayai, Love of My Life, with 200,000 sales. So Chaim Moshe's music became popular not only with Israelis, but with the Arabs in surrounding countries. He began to receive fan mail from young people in Syria and throughout the region. It was rumored that during the 1982 Lebanon War, the Israeli and Syrian armies were both listening to his famous song, Linda. He became a positive symbol of Israel within the Arab world and of Mizrahi culture within Israel. Chaim has been a bridge between East and West in Israel, predicting that in another 20 years, this music will be known as the real Israeli music. Not Eastern or Western, but the authentic sound. Chaim's music is just beautiful, and I personally have a large collection of his music and love all the Israeli dances created to his music. Yoav Itzhak started his career as a wedding singer and as a warm-up singer in the clubs. He sang before singers such as Zohar Agov, who I'm going to talk about at the end, Avner Gadzi, and Chaim Moshe, and acquired the status of a sought-after club singer. At the end of 2008, Yitzhak released the album How Good You Came, and on this album is one of our favorite versions of the song Right Here Waiting for You. That was our wedding dance. It's actually a Richard Marx song, so kind of cool. And Yoav Itzhak has many albums, and I also recommend you pull up YouTube once in a while and see what you can find. And this next song is called Ad Sof Ha'olam, Until the End of the World. And actually, I hear it so much on Israeli radio. This is one of the most popular songs.
מאז שנפגשנו היה לי ברור שזו התחלה מתוקה של סיפור. מרגע לרגע הבנתי יותר שכאן זה התחיל ולא ייגמר. רוצה להגיד לך כדאי שתדעי, אני בעננים שאת לצידי, וגם ברגעים שאני לא איתך יש מי שלנצח אוהב רק אותך. ואין בעולם עוד כזאת אהבה כמו אז בתנ"ך, כמו אדם וחווה. אני רוצה שתדעי זה מכאן עד הסוף, בטוב וברע אני אמשיך לאהוב. אמרי לשמיים איך אצא את הים, אלך אחרייך עד סוף אז טוב לי בלב, ואם את נשברת גם לי זה כואב, כי את משלימה בי את מה שחסר, אוספת אותי כשאני מתפורר.
הביטי אליי ותראי שאני חצוי בזועת החצי השני, באש ובמים אהיה לך חומה, אתן את חיי בשבילך נשמה. ואין בעולם עוד כזאת אהבה, כמו אז בתנ"ך, כמו אדם וחווה.
אני רוצה שתדעי זה מכאן עד הסוף, בטוב וברע אני אמשיך לאהוב, אמרי לשמיים לחצה את הים, אלך אחרייך עד סוף העולם.
רוצה שתדעי זה מכאן עד הסוף, בטוב וברע אני אמשיך לאהוב, אמרי לשמיים אחצה את הים, אלך אחרייך עד סוף העולם.
I cut that one a little short. Sorry about that. But you can go back later and watch it. Don't forget it. All right. So this is very, very interesting here, what I have on the screen. On July 14th, 2022, Ron Donker and Yuval Dayan. Oh, hold on. I messed it up. Hold on. Oops, sorry. Take two. Okay. In 1970, the Beatles released their famous song, Let It Be. The composer was Paul McCartney, and it is considered one of the greatest compositions, as well as one of the most beloved songs. Paul McCartney wrote the song in memory of his mother, many who died, his mother Mary, who died when he was 14. During a difficult time in his career, he had a dream of his mother in which she said to him, "It will be all right, just let it be." Fast forward 3 years. In the summer of 1973, the Israeli songwriter Naomi Shemer wanted to write a Hebrew version of that song. 2 months later, the Yom Kippur War broke out. At that moment, Let It Be became the starting point for something new. The phrase "let it be" can have two meanings. Paul McCartney intended for it to be for "let it be" to mean just let it happen. Whatever will be, it will be all right. That philosophy was an outgrowth of the 1960s. Let it flow, it's all good, it's cool, whatever. But Naomi Shemer noticed something about the phrase "let it be." If you translate that phrase into Hebrew, it has an entirely new meaning. You get the Luyahi translating "let there be," not "let it be." So when Naomi Shemer wrote her version of "Let It Be," she changed the meaning of the phrase "whatever" to "if only." She turned that phrase into a prayer, Luyahi on a Luyahi. Okay, and Naomi Shemer was the first lady of Israeli song and poetry. She died in 2004 at the age of 73. But in fact, Luyahi was not her most famous song. Her most famous iconic song, it was Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, Jerusalem of Gold. All right, there we go. Now we get to this slide. Okay, so on July 14th, Ron Donker and Yuval Dayan, both great Israeli artists, sang "Let It Be," Luyahi, at the president's residence in Jerusalem. And at the end of the song, Ron Donker took Biden's outstretched hand, but Yuval Dayan didn't because of Shomrei Negia, which means that she did not want to shake a man's hand or touch another man. So it was kind of an interesting story, and there was a big controversy about it. And feel free to Google all that because it's out there somewhere. And this song is this is one of the best versions of this song I've actually ever heard. So.
עוד יש מפרש לבן באופק מול ענן שחור כבד כל שנבקש לו יהי
ואם בחלונות הערב ונרות החג רועד כל שנבקש לו יהי
לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי כל שנבקש לו יהי לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי
כל שנבקש
מה כל ענות אני שומע קול שופר וקול תופים כל שנבקש לו יהי
לו תשמע בתוך כל אלה גם תפילה אחת מפי כל שנבקש לו יהי
לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי כל שנבקש לו יהי
Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh let it be
כל שנבקש לו יהי
פתאום מזרח מעופל על ראשנו אור כוכב כל שנבקש לו יהי
אז תן שלווה ותן גם כוח לכל אלה שנאהב כל שנבקש לו יהי Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be There will be an answer, let it be לו יהי, לו יהי, לו יהי, לו יהי
There will be an answer, let it be
And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me. There will be an answer, let it be. Lu yei, lu yei, lu yei, lu yei. Kol shenevakes, lu yei. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. כל שנבקש, לו יהי. כל שנבקש, לו יהי. Let it be.
All right. Originally, when I did put this together, this was supposed to be the final slide, but I do have a couple more. So I'm going to skip a few of the Israel's independent stuff, but I have something very special at the end you all have to see. So this song, when David Broza served in the reserves during the first Lebanon War. He teamed up with Yonatan Geffen, but became depressed by his difficult experiences there. His then partner persuaded him to produce a record containing the Spanish love songs that he used to sing as a way to get him out of his depression. So Broza delivered a number of Spanish poems to Geffen, accompanied by a literal translation according to which Geffen worked from. The poet was already familiar with some of the poems from their joint performances where Broza sang the original songs for the enjoyment of his friends. Yonatan Geffen also just passed away in April 19th, 2023, so just a few months ago. So one of the songs that Geffen received was Un Ramito de Violetas, Bouquet of Violets, performed by Evangelina Soberto, known by the stage name Cecilia, on which he based the Hebrew version Violets. So Geffen's translation is relatively faithful to the original. It also tells of a man who secretly sends violet flowers to his wife in every spring bloom on November 9th, like the original poem in Spanish. So the song tells of a happy married woman. The woman has been receiving for the past 3 years letters of poetry from a foreign man under a door. In addition, on the 9th of November, she receives from him a bouquet of violets. All this without a greeting, without a hint of the identity of the sender. And so I'm going to tell you and tell everyone else, never forget about November 9th. Send your loved one flowers.
¿Quién te escribía a ti versos? Dime, niña, ¿quién era? ¿Quién te mandaba flores por primavera? ¿Quién cada 9 de noviembre, como siempre, sin tarjeta, te mandaba un ramito de violeta?
לילות שלמים שהיא לא נרדמת, עליו בקיץ היא חולמת, הוא בטח גבר עם לב רומנטי, נשמה טובה וחיוך סימפטי. 3 שנים סובל בשקט, כן לפעמים היא כמעט צועקת, ומה אם בעלה יודע, היא מסתירה את מכתביה. שכותב לך ילדונת, גלים היא שולח, זה פרחים סבות שהאביב בורח, היא בת 9 לכל נובמבר, בלי ברכה שמורמת, שולח לך סיגליות בזר, קשור בסרט.
זה כותב לך ילדון, גלי שולח. תבקשי בכל נובמבר, לברכה משם אוהבת, שולח לך סיגליות וזר קשור בסרט.
Okay, and by the way, I forgot to say, David Broza was singing with Miri Masika, so I forgot to say that. It's okay, it happens. All right, so I'm gonna skip that. All right, here is our final slide here. So before we go into our next video, I need to let you know the singer, both of these singers have passed away. And so one of them was Ofer Haza and the other one is Zohar Argov. And Zohar changed his name. Zohar Argov, his original name was Zohar Orkabi, and he changed his name. So in July of 1955, he was born, and he passed away November 6, 1987. He was an Israeli singer, and he was the Mizrahi guy before Mizrahi was really super duper popular. All of his music was made on cassette tapes, and basically, I'll leave the story alone here. You can read it later on. But the song that I'm going to show you here is called Kan Leolam. It's the first song in the Hebrew language that basically used artificial intelligence to be created. They loaded all of Ofra Haza and Zohar Argov's music into a database and figured out the words that they wanted to use for the song and programmed it. And the song was produced on the honor of Israel's 75th Independence Day celebration by the initiative of Kan, the Israeli Broadcasting Corporation. And it was done with the full approval of Zohar Argov's family and Ofra Haza's family as a tribute to their voice and musical heritage. And here we go.
חלפו להם ככה שנים, נכתבו כבר אלפי שירים, זה כבר לא אותם הזמנים.
נכון עם הזמן הדברים משתנים, גיל שחור או לבן, האמת יש לה 1000 פנים.
כל השקיעות שראיתי לא משתנות ליופייך,
כל התפילות שביקשתי, בוא להתקרב אל תלך.
קצת התרחקתי ממך, התגעגעתי אלייך, יש לי מקום בשבילך, אל תשני את פנייך.
קר לתמיד השער, התגעגעתי אליך, גם אם אתה לא רואה, אנחנו נכון, לא נפגשנו כבר כמה שנים, הסתכלנו מבין עננים, התפללנו, ביקשנו, שמור נא כמו ילדים.
נכון, רק הגעתי לומר עוד שלום, גם מעט זה בעצם המון, מציאות שהפכה לחלום. כל השקיעות שראיתי לא משתנות ליופייך,
כל התפילות שביקשתי, בוא נתקרב אל תלך.
קצת התרחקתי ממך, התגעגעתי אלייך, יש לי מקום בשבילך, אל תשני את פנייך.
קר לתמיד השער, התגעגעתי אליך, גם אם אתה לא רואה, אנחנו
תראי איך חלפו להן ככה שנים,
נכתבו כבר אלפי שירים,
זה כבר לא אותם הזמנים.
I want to thank all of you for coming today. I've also in a couple months, I'm shooting for around September, I'm hoping to do a part 2 of this, because I cut out a lot of great songs originally that wound up on the cutting room floor. So I'm also always open to hearing all of your suggestions and such. So please let me know what you think. And let's see, and I'm gonna stop the recording here.